Hey guys, Dave here. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about something super exciting that happened last week. I don't know if you're aware, but actually last week there was some really big news that came out of China. Basically for the last 3 years, China's been in essentially kind of a COVID-0 situation. What this means is previously the government had a policy towards COVID that was really difficult for anybody beyond, say, Chinese people and even Chinese people living abroad to say head back to China and quarantine and spend some time in China. Basically, for any foreigners who wanted to head to China, it would be quite difficult to get back into the country. Anyways, there was some super exciting news that popped up because the Chinese government said as of January 8th, 2023, anybody can travel back to China with essentially a minimal quarantine. I want to say 0 days in a hotel and like 2 or 3 days in a house or something like that. This is super exciting news because pretty much anybody like me or people who want to travel to China or Chinese citizens living abroad can now actually head back to China without much issue or difficulty. That's beyond actually the difficulty of buying plane tickets, which is another story. They're pretty expensive right now, but I think this is something that should, after a period of time go down in price. So for now, we don't need to worry about it too much. It's a super exciting period of time. We're gonna see more international travel be able to happen again, presuming that COVID doesn't come back or any other crazy things happen. And I think it means a lot to say the Chinese community abroad, the Chinese community inside China, and then anybody with an interest in Chinese business, Chinese culture, Chinese language, etc. Where does that put us for right now? For me, what I'm most excited about is heading back to China, seeing some of my friends, seeing some of my classmates at Tsinghua, and just getting to experience the culture a little bit again. It's been almost 3 years for me since the last time I was actually in China. I think the last time I was there was January 2020, right before the pandemic. So, for me, I spent only about 6 or 7 months learning Chinese before actually the last time I was in China. So I've been spending the last 3 years really learning Chinese rapidly outside of China. I'm just excited to head back and use my Chinese language and kind of catch up with friends and meet new people and kind of share ideas, and as well too maybe do some work maybe in Shanghai or something like that, in an office that our company has there. I'm quite excited for travel actually with inside China. I'm not sure what the government's position is on this, but I'm sure they're trying to basically push international travel back into some really cool Chinese destinations such as Chengdu, Hangzhou, any places like this, Shanghai, Beijing, etc. So I'm sure the government's going to be pushing really hard to try to get foreigners and other people to come back to China and do travel there, just so recovering the GDP of the country and everything like that. What this could mean for you guys is a lot of things. I don't know what you're interested in, if you're wanting to go to China to see and experience what Chinese business is like, or Chinese culture, or if you're interested in learning the Chinese language, but I can guarantee for you that this is going to open up more opportunities. For example, previously, if you're traveling from North America to Asia, actually China was a humongous flight hub for say international flights going into China and then outside of China. Whereas because of COVID, this really complicated it because essentially there was only a limited amount of flights that could go inside and outside of China every single week. But now, for example, because you have more flight options coming up and there's going to be more opportunities to travel inside and outside of China, this probably should have a good impact on flight prices between, say, North America and Asian destinations such as Singapore, China, Korea, Japan, Taiwan. This is going to be great for anybody who wants to travel to China or any other places within Asia, even Australia too. Second thing is for anybody who's, say, been only learning Chinese through apps or online for maybe, say, the last 2 or 3 years, this could open up your first possibility to actually go to a native speaking environment and practice your Chinese, or say take class in that particular environment, which I can say from my experience too was extremely important. I really needed that kind of foundation in China to get a very strong understanding of that particular language. It's a really huge positive too if you are keen on learning Chinese or just interested in learning more about the culture or the food of the place. Having the opportunity to head to China is going to be fantastic in 2023 and afterwards. It's just going to create more stronger dialogue between all nations, because basically it's people will have the ability to easily go to and from China now. I mean, obviously if you're say somebody from Canada like myself is you need a visa, but beyond that is you have the opportunity to go to China. But it should help dialogue between different places, and I think too just having some multinational influence across countries, say a Canadian person going to China and things like this. This always helps with things like globalization and information sharing. So I always see these things as a positive, even though in some regards maybe it could be a negative. Anyways, that's what I wanted to share today. So I'm gonna chat more about what's gonna happen along my path in 2023 when I'm heading back to China for a period of time. As always, if you guys are enjoying these videos, enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. It helps the growth of my channel, and I really appreciate that. I'll be sure to continue to create lots of high quality content in Chinese, some stuff about lifestyle, some stuff about travel too, and some of the other languages I'm learning. And beyond that, I hope you guys have an awesome new year ahead, and let's look forward to 2023 and achieving our goals together. 加油!